In September of 2024, a woman by the name of Melia relocated with her children to a house in France. Soon after moving into this house, her 3-year-old daughter became so scared of her own room that she would cry and scream about a woman hanging from the ceiling who apparently has large teeth.
Maman, Yata me fait peur, elle a des grandes dents.
Elle a des grandes dents?
Oui.
Oh non.
Il a les cheveux, Yata me sourit.
Elle sourit? Ça te fait peur?
Oui. Elle reste toujours sur le plafond et me regarde.
Elle te regarde et ça te fait peur?
Oui.
D'accord, mon cœur, elle va partir. Elle va partir, la dame.
Quand il n'est pas moi, il est quelqu'un.
The mother, Melia, dismissed these claims of her daughter as a bad dream and tried her best to ignore it, until her daughter went into details explaining how the woman looks. Long dark hair, oversized hands, big nails, and a creepy smile on her face. Even though she got concerned, she reassured her daughter that everything is okay, and just minutes later, the light starts flickering, forcing her to start recording. What she captures is downright creepy.
Je te crois, ma fille.
Maman, il me regarde.
The door opens by itself, and when Melia went outside to check, she finds absolutely nothing. This instance isn't that creepy on its own, but with her daughter's earlier explanation of that scary woman residing in the house, it becomes much more terrifying. A few days later, while everyone is asleep in the house, Melia begins hearing creepy noises echoing throughout the house. The sound that seems to be of something rattling can be heard throughout the house, followed by a door closing on its own and a television switching on, even when her both children are long asleep in their beds. As the days passed by, she recorded some really creepy events. In one of her live streams, the lights started blinking all by themselves.
Purée d'interrupteur, hein. J'ai pas de trucs dans les mains. Et là, c'est la chambre de mon fils, je vais aller vite. Voilà. Oh, ça va mieux là déjà. Je pète un câble. Est-ce que vous entendez les pas juste?
Although the entire live stream was not saved on her TikTok page, this video shows Melia alone in her house when every light in the house starts flickering by itself. She tries to demonstrate to her audience in a nearby mirror that she isn't holding any kind of remote or switch to turn the lights on and off. It's happening entirely on its own. At one point in the video, she also starts hearing footsteps coming from her son's room, but they vanish as soon as she goes downstairs. It's evident in her trembling voice and fast movements that she's shaken by these occurrences, and she eventually breaks down on camera.
Ouais, je suis toute seule, ouais. Ouais, mais merci Kim, t'es un amour. Mais franchement, il y a des jours, c'est fatigant en fait. En plus, je pense que je suis malade parce que j'arrête pas de vomir et tout. Donc la fatigue, la maladie, et en plus, tu remets les bruits là, de merde là. Pardon.
On another live stream, once again by herself, faint footsteps and other strange sounds can be heard in the background, causing her to become visibly upset and start crying. But the worst incident happened a few days later, when she entered into her daughter's bedroom and encountered something straight out of a nightmare. Unfortunately, most of that footage was lost, leaving only this slowed clip. As Melia opens the bedroom door, a dark figure stands briefly in the center of the room before disappearing. Since then, she claims to have suffered recurrent nightmares about a presence trying to take her daughter away. Even a cleansing ritual with sage has turned out to be a culprit of increasing paranormal activity further in her house. She's unable to find peace and hopes to move out soon, when her financial situation gets better. Until more updates comes to us, one question remains. What kind of entity is exactly haunting her house and why? A TikTok user by the name of Gina Carr was recording a casual video in her bedroom, hoping to show her viewers how she clipped in her new hair extensions. Usually the videos on her account features light-hearted moments with her young daughter. So, her followers weren't anticipating anything out of the ordinary, but what happened shocked everybody. As Gina lifted the extension to her head, a strange figure can be seen passing in the background. As she is focused on her phone screen, she was completely unaware of any movement behind her. When eagle-eyed viewers observed the footage further, they noticed that this unsettling figure did not seem to have a visible face, which was something that immediately gave them shivers down their spine. Countless comments started coming in, with many speculating about who or what that figure might have been. Gina insists that she was alone in her house that particular day and believes she would have heard the footsteps on the ground if someone would have walked past her. With that being said, that strange figure with an unnervingly large forehead remains a mystery to this day. On August 12th of 2024, a man by the name of Alexis moved into his small, inexpensive apartment on the outskirts of Brookfield. He was going through a divorce with his wife. Therefore, he had just left his children and moved out from his previous house. While going through the divorce, his past doings made the court rule in his wife's favor, even though he has a little bit of regret doing those things. But the divorce is not the main concern for him. It's the increasing paranormal activity in his newly bought house. After 2 weeks of renovating his apartment according to his needs, he began noticing creepy activities around his apartment that pointed to a possible poltergeist. The activities included the lights flickering out of nowhere and loud knocks on the door in the late night. Out of desperation, Alexis decided to look for a priest to bless his house. And when he found one, he requested Alexis to send him a video proof of the activities in his apartment. So, he set up 2 cameras in a certain area of his house by being determined to capture something. Alexis managed to record some relentless banging coming from inside his kitchen cabinets, as if an unseen force was trying to communicate with him. He sent this footage to the priest and waited for him to reply back with an answer. After 2 weeks of anxiously waiting, he finally received an answer. Run from the house and save your life. Whatever is staying in that house has made the house their territory. Therefore, I can't help you with this. After hearing this, Alexis got absolutely terrified. He packed up his bags and immediately relocated to a nearby motel. Unfortunately, he had to return to his former house afterwards, despite the ongoing legal problems with his wife. He learned a lesson, though. to never move into a house without gaining the background information. The following video shows a strange and terrifying event experienced by a man in his room. At the beginning, the man can be seen lying down on his bed while scrolling some reels on his phone. Shortly after, what happens gives him shivers down his spine. As a chair covered in a cloth gets slided across the room by an unseen force, the man looks under the cloth and sees that there is nothing inside. He gets so scared by this occurrence that he falls down from his bed and runs out the room. This reaction of the man makes sense because at first he thought it was someone playing a prank on him, but he was wrong after all. Could this footage be real? Make sure to let me know. On November 15th of 2024, a woman by the name of Angela is absolutely alone in her house while her baby is asleep in the baby crib. Earlier that evening, her baby kept staring at the corner of the room and then suddenly started crying. This went on for a while. The mother, Angela, tried her best to ignore this odd behavior of her young child. At around 10 p.m. in the night, she gets a motion alert that someone has been captured in her backyard. What she sees in the footage recorded is absolutely terrifying. A figure that looks to be of a ghost girl can be seen appearing near the door of the backyard before disappearing into thin air. The way it moves before vanishing tells us that it's not a human at all and might indeed be a spirit. Angela instantly realizes that her daughter's odd behavior can be related to this creepy figure. Therefore, she decides to investigate the matter further and found out some very unsettling details.
Okay, so this is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
Angela decided to recreate the scenario by standing at that exact same spot where the ghost girl was standing. But the difference she found out was that she was nearly invisible on camera, and the curtains didn't deform her image. Which leads us to this question: who or what exactly was standing in the backyard of this woman? Was that indeed a ghost? Make sure to let me know. A man by the name of Anthony from England, who's a huge fan of football, was watching his latest sports tournament highlights. Since he can't afford the live sports channel, he relies on watching replays to stay updated. He believed that this would change after he graduated from his college. He's been living in a one-room apartment for almost a year, but lately, he's been seeing strange visions and odd movements around his house. These creepy happenings hinted that his apartment could be haunted, so he took out his phone and started recording.
So, excuse the mess, I'm sorting the room out, there's trash everywhere, but I've been sat here watching my Arsenal highlights for the 19,000th time, and just moving, right? So this has moved. I thought it was because maybe one of the things is stuck in the blinds, and I closed the blinds, but that was one thing. The bike then fell, and I haven't touched this bike for like 3 weeks. It's not like this is propped up against the wall. The saddle wasn't. It's always been like that, and it just kind of rolled back. And I thought, okay, maybe the pedal slipped, but again, not on the wall. Then this bag kind of twitched in the corner of my eye. I'm pretty sure it did anyway. Obviously watching telly, so I wasn't paying attention. And I'm just kind of now trying. I tried to film other stuff when the bike moved, and I deleted that video because nothing happened. But I'm just trying to see if I'm going mad and want to catch something. I've noticed things in this flat for quite a while, but I've always put them down to like neighbours' noise or whatever it might be. But this is the first time I've kind of actually seen things move. But yeah, so I don't really know. I want something to move, and I also don't want something to move. If anything is here, please, by all means, feel free to move something. Move one of the leaves here, move one of the leaves there, I don't know, whatever you want to move. Move the bike again, or the remote here. Don't be scared. Although I am a little bit scared. It's one of those horrible situations where you kind of want something. Off. There is no way. I'm so glad I got that on recording. I don't know, I'm coughing all of a sudden. Holy shit. Oh my god, I can't believe I actually got that on film. Please move it again. You've done that much. Please feel free to move it again. This, by the way, has been propped up here for ages. This has not been moved. It's never moved before. No, like I'm actually shaking a little bit. Sorry for swearing, by the way. Oh my god. I'm so happy that I've just got that on tape. And like this, this isn't like attached to anything. Like there's nothing attached to it. Like I haven't kicked it. I haven't moved anything. It's been, I don't know how it was now, but it's been kind of propped up for a long time. I'm going to lay it down a bit more. Holy shit. I absolutely knew that I had a feeling, and I can't even speak. I knew that something was going to happen. I don't know why I'm suddenly coughing. I just knew something was going to happen. Oh my god. I don't know, I kind of want to keep filming. I know something's going to happen again. I can just tell. That's the fourth thing now. But yeah, at least I'm not going insane.
As he asks any spirit in the apartment to show itself, his stationary guitar falls from the stand all on its own. He is completely shocked by the occurrence. After this day, he decided to move to a similar one-room apartment on the floor above and continued paying the same rent. He could not bear the paranormal activity anymore. Do you think he made the right decision by not bearing the paranormal activity anymore, or he should have stayed for a little longer? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please subscribe to Shivers and ring the notification bell beside it to get notified of future creepy videos. I will really appreciate that, and I'll see you next time.